Hey there fellas, as promised, today I'm starting the How to Drift series and I'm gonna teach you the most fundamental skills that you need to build the best foundation and learn how to drift without spinning out. So without further ado, let's go ahead. First thing I want to address is the different types of donuts. The first donut, guys, is the no-skill idiotic donut that I used to call it, and that literally requires you to turn the wheel and hold the gas. And this is what you see in real life as well. As you can see, it requires absolutely no skill whatsoever. That's how the no skill donut looks like. Now I'm gonna show you the normal drift counter steering donut. Alright guys, let me show you now a normal counter steering donut. I'm gonna put second gear, a bit of clutch in again for RPMs, because we're in second gear. And now we're controlling the car with steering, gas, and I might tap the brake from time to time, just 5-10%, and that's it. So this is the difference, how the two donuts look like, and you can pretty much see what's happening. So this is literally the difference between the two types of donuts, guys. As you can see on the first example, the no skill donut, the car is switching between spin out and a burnout. That's why you see the car starts to spin very fast and then almost comes into a stop, and then because you're full throttle, the car starts to spin again and it just goes into this cycle. While on the second example, you can see that I'm literally controlling the car with throttle and steering adjustments, making these small corrections on the wheel, and it goes very nice, gently and smoothly, if done correctly. Alright guys, now since you know the two types of donuts, we're jumping on how to do the donut ourselves and how to get control of the car. So I'm gonna break this into 3 stages. First is initiation, which is we're initiating, giving a lot of gas while driving around the donut, breaking loose in the rear. Then we're catching the drift. After we initiate, we've set the angle, then we're going to counter steer to catch the drift. Then the third stage is maintaining or holding the drift itself. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead. Okay, first step, initiation. Clutch in first gear, we're going to drive normally around the donut. Now grab the wheel, we're going to turn in, and what we're going to do now, when you're ready, step on the throttle a lot, give even full throttle. This is going to generate a lot of power on the rear. The wheels are going to start to spin. We're just going into spin out. So we're going to break loose on the rear. And we're going into the drift. We're initiating. So what we're doing now, full throttle. And what will happen in the beginning, guys, is a lot of you will spin out exactly like this. So this is part number 1, initiation done. Okay, let me show you how to handle this, guys. We're going on to stage 2, which is catching the drift. So we're gonna drive around the donut. I'm going to teach you what was super beneficial for me and what I learned the most and experienced and progressed personally. So what we're going to do, when we initiate and we break loose on the rear, I want you to watch the wheel now. I'm gonna let the wheel self-steer. It's actually going to self-steer. The car will try to do its balancing act. Break loose, let off the wheel, and you see, actually the car caught the exact angle that we're looking for. These 45 degrees, somewhere around that. Now I'm gonna go very quickly on hand positioning, guys. I don't want to throw too much information because, you know, our brain can handle only so much at once, especially if you're just starting. Make sure your hand positioning is central to the wheel, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. What will this help? If you have watched pro drifters, what do they do, guys? And what do I do as well? When you drive around the donut or anywhere and you initiate, you see how the wheel is slipping around my hands? I'm not letting the wheel go like crazy. You know, I control the wheel. I can feel when the wheel is sliding, and when I see, oh, I need to hold this angle, I grab immediately. This will give you tremendous reaction time to catch the wheel immediately on the spot and catch the angle, basically hold the car. So what will happen is, let out the wheel and grab when you need it. See? Amazing. Just flawless. This, if I knew this when I was starting, guys, I mean. And finally, to add to this, guys, when you initiate, when your hands are like this, right behind the wheel, they're making friction between your hands or gloves, whatever you're using, and you're slowing down the wheel. See how gently this was and how smooth? It was not as snappy as like the wheel just going on its own like shot. Just look the comparison. I'm gonna let the wheel go on its own. Look how crazy this is. Watch when I put my hands behind. See how gentle this is? Just amazing, guys. Okay guys, and finally about catching the drift, some very small details that people are not sharing is that when you initiate, you do a small lift off. You saw that lift off? Let me show you again. We're going around the donut, a lot of throttle, lift off, boom! The car now is looking where you want it. This is the time to go back on the throttle. You can go very gently and you feel like if the car stops, that means you gave too low of a throttle. That means next time, repeat again, give a bit more throttle. We're gonna go again, initiation, let off, boom, again back on the gas. We catch the drift. We caught the drift. That's all you have to do, guys. Since you know what's going to happen if you don't let off the throttle, let's break all the information reasons now. First, we initiate a spin out so we can get sideways and set an angle. The key point here is we set the angle with the lift off from the throttle, guys. Watch, we're going to spin out, boom, lift off, we set the angle and then we go back on the gas. Now, the whole reason for this is when you cut off the power, the car is going to start gripping up very fastly and this will slow you down tremendously. That will force the car to settle in for a very short time into a specific angle. This is the moment after we settle the angle for this very short time, you have to time your throttle back in so you can catch this angle. You're catching the angle and then get it back on the throttle. Now I'm gonna do it one final time for you guys. I want you to watch very closely. We're gonna break loose and go sideways with a lot of power. Boom, car settles in, back on the gas. Now, I'll try to do it very quickly. Watch. Sideways, lift off, back on the gas, and we're into drift around the donut and we're drifting and we have fun time. That's about it. This is the whole mystery. This is the whole mystery about it, guys. This is the whole mystery. One final tip about the lift off, guys. To get the timing right and to know when to get back on the throttle, look at your screen. The sim is literally 90% what you see, 5% maybe what you feel through the wheel, 5% what you hear, because you need to use sound and listen to the engine. Listening to the engine is super important, don't forget that, to listen to your revs. Now watch carefully, guys, my monitor. Lift off, settle in, car looks towards the donut, I give gas. This is the perfect moment. You need to know, or for example, we go towards this corner, wait, now. So this example would be best for corners, so watch now. Braking loose, lift off, car looks towards the road, gas. Lift off, car looks where we want it, back on the gas. We pass the corner, now. That's it. The moment the car, while it's transitioning, we're spinning out, the front starts to look where you want to go, to the exact same direction, get back on the gas. Also wait for the angle to settle in, but this is more donut specific. Just before we jump onto the final part, which is maintaining the drift and covering some throttle control, I want to cover two techniques very briefly. I'm gonna go in full detail in another video. They're throttle pulsing and power away. Okay, let me show you what throttle pulsing and power away is, guys. I'm gonna go second gear, clutch kick. And now, as I'm wide, I'm gonna start squeezing the throttle or pumping, but try to do it very gently. You see, you wanna go inside, less throttle. You wanna go outside, hold the same angle on full throttle or more throttle. You see how I went wide? You wanna go inside again, less throttle. Squeeze, be gentle as well, if possible. Don't bash the throttle like this or something like that. So, you have to be gentle, guys. We're gonna cover this in a moment. But it's very simple. The most simplified explanation I can give you guys about the throttle pulsing and power away is, if you wanna go tight on the donut, less throttle. If you wanna go wide on the donut and push away, more throttle. Let me give you guys a very good example between throttle pulsing and power away. So I initiate, right here start the throttle pulsing, squeezing the throttle, keeping enough torque on the back and the wheels to speed so we can maintain the slide, as well keeping and packing this grip so I can stay close to the donut. Now I'm gonna floor the throttle and you see how I drifted very far away from the donut. Then I started doing throttle pulsing again and I got back tight on the donut. Now guys, I'm gonna show you how to exit drift. It's literally nothing complicated. So let's say I decide I wanna do the donut, I wanna drift. So we're gonna drift now. And now let's say I decide after one more circle I wanna basically exit drift and get out of the donut. what I'll do is I'm going to let off the throttle very gently like this and slowly rewind the wheel like that. This is the perfect and the smoothest exit possible you want to have. And also, when you're exiting, you want to catch either the exit of the track and stuff, so you have to time it. And if you exit drift and you dump the throttle immediately, it will be very aggressive like this, and you have to unwind very fast. So the faster you dump the throttle, the faster you have to unwind the wheel back to center. Now guys, I'm going on to maintaining the drift and some throttle control. Now, assuming that you've watched the video by now, practiced, experienced, and probably learned how to maintain the drift by yourself by now from everything that I showed you and taught you and gave you as the tips, I will still cover something very important, and that is not learning bad habits. The reason why I'm going to cover all this now and why I'm covering everything is because I want to save you from learning bad habits. There was no one to tell me that I learned bad habits. There was no one to tell me this is wrong, this is right. When I started, all the videos were just generic cookie cutter, how to drift, do this, do that. No bro, like give me tips where to look, what to do, when to step on the throttle, when to do this. No one is telling you the most important details on how to become the best. That's why I'm gonna make you a god. How to maintain a drift. Very simplified. What is maintaining the drift, guys? Is just a very well balanced act between your steering inputs and your throttle inputs. That's about it. That's how you can become smooth as hell as well. I'm gonna shift second gear. Actually, I'm gonna initiate with clutch kick. So now, watch guys. I'm gonna go wide again, power away, a lot of throttle. And be very gentle with the steering and the throttle, very gentle with the steering and the throttle, and listen to the engine. Hear this? I'm squeezing, I'm not pushing like this. Like that. I used to do that in the beginning. Do not do that, guys. Learn to squeeze. Be gentle, be gentle, be gentle. Again, watch. Gentle on the throttle, gentle. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Same for your steering. See, I'm literally barely doing anything because this is all muscle memory. Once you practice enough, once you learn enough, this will be child's play for you guys. Listen to your engine as well. This is super important. Listen. Listen to the car. Listen to the engine. I'm squeezing. Don't bash the throttle like I did, like this. Boom, boom. What is this? For real, what the hell is this? That's what I'm asking myself when I look at my first videos. Just try to be very gentle in the beginning with your steering, with your pedals. Don't panic to bash them and stuff like that. Do not panic. Nothing is gonna run away. After all, you're in sim, it's not real life. One more thing about maintaining the drift, guys, is if you give more throttle, that means you need to add more steering angle. Basically turn the wheel. Otherwise, you won't be able to stay on the same line. When you give more throttle, make sure to add more steering angle in order to stay on the same line. Otherwise, if you give more throttle and you hold the same counter steer or the same basically steering angle, that means you drift away. What will happen is like literally the same as the power away. So when we initiate, we drive around the donut. Make sure if you wanna do more throttle like now, I have to add more steering angle. See that? I'm literally adjusting and giving even more. I'm pulling more to the left from time to time. So just remember this, guys, very simple. More throttle means you need to adjust and add more steering angle. Now I'm gonna give you the perfect example of maintaining the drift and how important your throttle and steering inputs matching together are. Look very closely at the skid marks. We're gonna make a beautiful, beautiful circle. Look at this, guys. We're staying on the same line. I repeat again, if you wanna stay on the same line, if you give more throttle, you have to add more steering angle. Make sure your inputs are matching together perfectly. So that's about it for this episode, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I know it's long and I know it's a lot of information, but trust me, this is the best foundation that you need when you are starting. If it's too much, just start step by step. Watch the first part, how to initiate, practice this. When you learn it, watch the second part of the video again, try that. Try to catch the drift, then try to maintain, try to practice the other techniques, power away, Throttle pulsing a bit, I try to simplify it. I'm gonna go in deep detail in other series, but do not worry. As I promised, I'll make you guys a god. After all, to become the best, you need to learn from the best. And oh boy, with all the skill sets overall, I think there's only a few people that can match me. That's it for me, guys. If you find this video valuable, please hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Share your feedback, I'll appreciate it. Don't forget to hit subscribe to stay tuned for the new episodes